Hey everybody, this is Charles Caldwell, and this is week 3's video for Java 2. This one called Multi-Activity. Now we got a lot to go through and only 5 minutes to do it, so we better waste no time and jump right into it. Okay, so here we are on the computer, and we can see we have our rubric checklist on the left and our emulator on the right. So what we did this week is made an app that you can record different quotes into. And this is our first screen here, the list screen. And as you can see, we don't have any quotes in here at the moment, so let's go ahead and hit this add and go to our add screen. So it's screen number 2. And here are 3 data points. We have the content of the quote, the author, and whether or not we want to favorite this. So we've seen these 2 here. We've seen the list, we've seen the view, and we allowed the user to add 3 data points. So let's go ahead and add a quote in here to show it working. And now here we see a list, which is a list fragment, which is going to list all of our quotes for us. Let me see that here. Let me go ahead and add a few more quotes just so we can see what it looks like. So here's some more quotes that we have. So what we can do is click into any of these and actually view them. That's our view screen here. And down here we see the view screen will allow us to delete an item from the list. And when it's deleted, it'll navigate back to the list screen. So let's see that. We'll get a warning. Are you sure you want to delete this? And we'll delete it, and we'll get a nice snack bar down here saying the quote was deleted. Now notice we also, if you saw, we had an undo button there. That is a little bit beyond the rubric that I went, but let me show you that real quick anyways. If we delete this, you see it's gone. I can actually hit undo, and it'll pop right back up there. So as we saw, the add screen allows you to add content, while the view screen only allows read-only access. We'll also see we added a share button, and that is an example of our implicit intent. So you can see, unfortunately, since we're on the emulator, we only have one application to choose, but we'll choose that, and we'll see it has our quote right down here. So we could text this to someone if we wanted to. We'll go back. We saw that when we deleted something, it went back to this screen here, and the data was automatically refreshed. And we even saw if we undid it, it refreshed again. So let's hop over to the code just to verify that we're doing multiple activities and fragments. We're using fragments to build our UI. Let's actually, before we do that, let's verify that we are saving this. So let's actually kill this. We'll pop back into it. Let's see, there's our data right there, just as we left it. So let's hop over to code to verify these last few items. Okay, here we are in the code, and as you can see, here are our fragments. We're using fragments to build our UI, and here are our separate activities. We have 3 separate activities, one for list, one for view, and one for the add. And we are passing these using implicit intents. So when we click on one of the list items, we're opening an intent, and this particular one is an activity for result. And in this particular one, we're passing the position in the list so that we can retrieve that quote when we go over to our view screen. And we are writing all this to the cache using this quotes content and a bunch of static methods on here. And we're using some carefully placed write and read methods around here. Now my original intention, which is where the majority of the difficulty this week came from, was trying to figure out a good place to put these. I was originally putting them in the onResume and onPause methods for each of the activities, but as it turned out, so what happens when I would go from one activity, say from the view activity over to the list activity, or the add activity to the list activity, the data would get written to cache here, and then my list activity would update, or my list fragment would update, and then the onResume for this would run. And just because of the way I had the code kind of set up, it was causing errors. So I determined just the best way to do it would just to put them all here in this one place as opposed to adding them to all 3 activities. Either way would work, but I just kind of ran out of time to debug that fully. Multiple activities, fragments for the UI, We saw some explicit intents. We see the data is stored using objects. And we use a couple results intents. So that is it. That is everything for this week. I look forward to seeing what we have next week. So until then, thank you for watching.